And welcome everyone to South Huron Council, September 2nd, 2025. And welcome to our staff who are here this evening to provide us information and facts to help us make the best decisions on behalf of the residents of South Huron. And welcome the public who will be joining us remotely from home and those in the gallery. So please remind yourselves to turn your cell phones off or put them on mute. And we'll call this meeting to order. I'll ask everyone to please rise for, rise for Roll Canada, please. Thank you. Again, welcome everyone. South Huron Council, September 2nd. We'll begin our meeting with the land acknowledgement. And as we gather, we are reminded that the municipality of South Huron is situated on Treaty 29 land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people today. And as a community, we have a responsibility to honor and respect this territory's significance for the Indigenous peoples who lived and continue to live upon it and whose practices and spiritualities were tied to the land and continue to develop in relationship to the territory and its other inhabitants today. In the spirit of reconciliation and truth, we acknowledge the Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee peoples on whose traditional territory we are meeting. Thank you for that. We'll move to item number 2, and I believe we're going to move 17.1, 17.2, and 17.3 before item number 15. Mr. Sewell-Carlson.
With the Mayor, Clerk, do you need a resolution for that or just want to proceed?
If council is agreeable, we can proceed as amended for the resolution.
Councillor Oakes moves, seconded by Councillor Neeb. Any other discussion? Call the question, all in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. So council approves the agenda as presented.
Sorry, that the resolution would have been that South Huron Council approves the agenda as amended.
Thank you.
And it was moved by Councillor Oak and seconded by Councillor Neeb and passed. Yeah.
Good, thank you. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. Are there any disclosures at this time? I'm not seeing any. Move on to no presentations, no delegations, no public meeting, and the minutes 7.1, please.
That South Huron Council adopts the minutes of the regular council meeting of August 11th, 2025 as printed and circulated.
And a mover, please. Councillor Neeb moves, seconded by Councillor Dietrich. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. Next item, please.
That the minutes and agendas of the following committees and or boards be received as presented to council. There's the Upper Thames River Conservation Authority, Hearing Committee draft minutes of May 27th, 2025, and agenda package of August 26th, 2026. Board meeting, draft minutes of June 24th, 2025, and agenda package of August 26th, 2025.
Mover, please. Moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Neeb. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? And that carries with 6. Thank you. Next item, please. 8.2.
That South Huron Council receives the Exeter Business Improvement Area BIA minutes of June 10th, 2025 and draft minutes of August 12th, 2025. And that South Huron Council approve the recommendation of the Exeter Business Improvement Area BIA that Katie Rinn and Kristen Darling be appointed as directors for the Exeter BIA.
And a mover, please. Moved by Councillor McLeod-Haggett, seconded by Councillor Neeb. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. Next item, please.
That South Huron Council receive staff report BPS 09-2025, the sign variance request, 8-18 Wellington Street, Exeter, and that council approves the variance request for a maximum of two mobile signs to be located at 8-18 Wellington Street West, and that the mobile signs are separated by a minimum 45 meters, and that this variance permitting a second mobile sign at 8-18 Wellington Street West be valid for 1 year less a day from council approval or until the mobile sign provisions in the current consolidated sign bylaw are amended, whichever is sooner.
And a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Neeb, second by Councillor Oak. Any discussion? Councillor Oak, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just for clarification, I guess, as next steps, is staff looking to this bylaw, the consolidated, or the to look at mobile signs as part of the sign review?
Good evening, council. Hope you can hear me. Yes?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good evening, council, and thank you, Councilor Oak, for your question. Yes, I'm anticipating on doing a sign bylaw review, hoping in Q4 of this year, but it might be in Q1 of the next. But it is something on my to-do list.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, we have a mover and a seconder. No further discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor? And that carries with 7. Thank you. Next item, 9.2.
The South Huron Council received staff report CSD 12-2025 Ontario Trillium Foundation Seed Grant Application for information.
And a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Neeb, seconded by Councillor Dietrich. Did I see your hand go up? No. Who would like to second that? Councillor McLeod Haggett. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? And that carries with 7. Thank you. 9.2.2.
That South Huron Council received staff report Fire 05-2025 Fire Protection Grant 2025-2026, and the council authorized the submission of a funding application to the Fire Protection Grant 2025-2026 for support cancer prevention efforts and assist with lithium-ion battery responses.
The mover, please. Moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Vaughn. Any discussion? Councillor Vaughn, go ahead, please.
Yes, I just have one question about lithium batteries. In the motion, we talk about assisting with lithium battery responses, but there really isn't much in the report about what we're going to do there. And so I'm just wondering if you could give us a little insight into the lithium battery situation.
Sure, thank you, and through you, Mayor Finch. The original year on this was focused solely on cancer prevention in the firefighters. So we are currently in a good state for our lithium ion responses. So again, this year I'll be looking at the cancer prevention as our primary. My goal is to purchase a industrial washer for the SCBA's, the boots, everything that the gear extractors doesn't wash. So basically, it's a washer designed solely for those items. So the grant was for either one or the other, lithium ion or cancer prevention. It was up to each department what they could earmark their funds for.
Follow up, go ahead.
Yes, just as a follow-up, Jeremy, I'm wondering, you said that we're in pretty good shape for the lithium batteries, and I'm just wondering, what is our response? Could you share a little bit about what it is that we do to respond to lithium batteries?
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mayor Finch. So lithium batteries, no different response than any other fire. There is, unfortunately, no way to extinguish the lithium ion battery fire. We can cool it. We have tools to contain it if we're able to move it. We have blankets to cover cars. For instance, if it's in a garage, we can cover the car, slow the process down until we can physically remove the vehicle from the garage. It's the safest thing to do is to let them burn, but obviously if they're in a garage, that's going to take the whole house. So our tools are to mitigate the risk, cool the batteries as best we can.
Thanks.
Councillor McLeod Haggett.
Yes, through you, Mayor Finch. Jeremy, I'm just wondering, what is the price of one of the washing machines?
Thank you. Through Mayor Finch. Currently, I've got prices from anywhere from 50 to 75,000.
Thank you. Any other questions? Not seeing any. We have a mover and a seconder. If there's no further discussion, call the question. All in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. Next item, 9.3, 9.4, 9.4.1.
That South Huron Council received staff report HR 04-2025, Employment Standards Act and Occupational Health and Safety Act legislative changes for information.
And a mover, please. Moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Neeb. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? That carries with 7. 9.4.2.
The South Huron Council received staff report FIN 17-2025, Annual Investment Report for information.
And a mover, Councillor Oak moves, seconded by Councillor Vaughn. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you.
Concerns about not reducing the speed on airport line in light of the county and our neighbor to the north, Blue Water, both having reduced the speed at that intersection, and knowing that our mayor helped push the roundabout because of safety concerns at that intersection. I just don't believe that we're doing enough to, in our part, to reduce the speed going into that intersection. It's a long stretch along that airport line between stop signs, Crediton Road all the way, and people get going fairly quickly along there and forget that there's a stop sign coming. We've done the same thing at Winchelsea coming on Hearn Line that got reduced. So I don't see this as any different, and knowing that hopefully in 26 there's a roundabout in the budget for the county that eventually will be slowing down to go into that roundabout anyway. So anyways, that's my thoughts, and I'd still like to pursue reducing that speed limit.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Timmermans, any comments at all?
Your Mayor, no.
Thank you. Okay, Deputy, go ahead.
And I guess I'm in agreement, but with the roundabout coming, and we have the Crediton Road, which is just as bad on Airport Line. It's the same speed limit there. So are we going to change it? Mount Carmel Road, Bronson Line. I understand, but if people don't slow down, there's rumble strips there. If people don't slow down, they're not going to slow down, whether there's a reduced speed or not. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further, Councillor Vaughn?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that that intersection still seems to be prone to accidents occurring. And if I remember correctly, that's why we reduced the speed coming out of Exeter down to 70 kilometers, and even a substantial piece to the west beyond that actual intersection. That speed limit continues. And I'm thinking, I think that's a bit confusing for our public, that we have 3 different speed limits all approaching that intersection. We have 70 on Highway 83, we have 60 on anything north of 83, and we have on the South Huron side. So I tend to agree. I'd like to see the airport line at that intersection be brought down to 60. And I think that's consistent with the whole idea of why we're having that roundabout. So not sure where exactly we go from this point forward, like if we do a motion as opposed to just receiving this report for information as it is, or maybe Rebecca can help us.
Through the mayor, we could do that. I think the next steps would include working with the county and seeing what is able to happen with that intersection. So we could look at, we didn't read out the resolution yet, but it could be an addition of, and that staff work with the county to investigate 60 kilometers an hour reduction, or reduction to 60 kilometers an hour. Add that piece to this resolution.
We can have that added. Madam Clerk, are you prepared to do that? Thank you.
South Huron Council received staff memo TSD memo 01/2025 for information, and that staff work with Huron County to investigate a reduction to 60 kilometers per hour at the intersection.
Before we go to mover seconder, Mr. Timmermans, did you have a comment that I missed?
Yes, through you, Mayor. Would like to just put it out there that the speed limit reduction on the north side of 83 was mostly prone to before the bridge was reconstructed, and it was pretty well a one-way traffic bridge. If that bridge was widened before then or at another time, I don't know if that speed limit would have actually been dropped on the north side. I can't speak for that, but the information that I have is that was the biggest thing why they did the speed limit change on the north side. Plus, they also have the cemetery entrances, which are very narrow to get into, and the sightline issues where we don't necessarily have those issues on the south side, on our side. Would just like to put that out there.
Thank you, Councilor Oak. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks, Shane, for the comments. And I agree that the original 60 was because of the narrow bridge. It's widened and they haven't changed the speed limit. Now that it's widened, they haven't upped it. They've left it at 60. I guess I just know that that's one of our most notorious intersections in the municipality that for accidents. And in light that tonight we're also reducing speeds in the urban area for safety reasons, I don't know why this isn't any different for reducing speed for that stretch because it is a big safety. So in light of the number of accidents there, I just think it's the right thing to do to help try to minimize accidents at that intersection.
Okay, thank you. I'll just have the clerk read the recommendation one more time. Or Councilor Eby, you got something before we go that far?
Yeah, just more of a question, and for Shane and for staff. When the roundabout is placed there, will there be any change in the speed and like in terms of signage? Like, is there a standard that's posting, or is it just posted? Sorry, or is it just a matter of you're coming up to a roundabout, you have to slow down?
Mr. Timmermans?
Through the mayor, I haven't heard from the county if there'd be a speed reduction up to the roundabouts. Normal practice, anywhere that I've driven and seen and the OTM books, there isn't a speed reduction coming up to them. If you go to like Highway 7, 8, they're all just normal speed and you just slow down as you're coming up to the roundabout.
Thank you. Mr. Eby.
So then it would be standardized based on when the county puts in a roundabout, there would be their own posted signage for the roundabout. Is that correct?
Mr. Timmermans?
Through the mayor, correct. And we would definitely have to take their consideration if they're saying, hey, it should be 60 prior, then we would definitely take that information and follow with it.
Just my line of thinking is if we're concerned about confusing drivers and we change the speed 2 or 3 times before we do the roundabout, and we're already planning on doing the roundabout, I'm with Councilor Oak. We do want to ensure that there's safety at these intersections, but it is a controlled stop. People are already stopping as they approach it. I think there is a difference for the other angles coming on 83, coming eastward, that has been solved with reducing the speed to 70. So I also think too, as drivers, it's their responsibility to follow the posted speed. So.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilor Dietrich?
Thank you to the mayor. If this does go to 60, will there be a flashing light on the 60? Because they can't see the stop sign with a flashing light. How are they going to see the 40 or 50 or 60 mile an hour sign?
Mr. Toomans, did you want to take that? That's
Through
fine.
through the mayor, it would be just a regular post at 60 with a 60 ahead and then a 60 maximum sign.
Okay.
You talk about this roundabout. I'd like to see the people that's going to the Port Blake there on the weekend, how that thing's gonna turn out too.
Yeah, and I imagine a lot of them use that roundabout on Highway 7, 8 and in Kitchener where a lot of people come from. They're used to roundabouts actually. So it's not new to the people who live in the GTHA or the Waterloo region. Any other comments? Okay, I'll ask the clerk to reread that recommendation, please.
That South Huron Council receives staff memo TSD Memo 01 2025 for information. That staff work with Huron County to investigate reduction to 60 kilometers per hour at the intersection, and that's Highway 83 and Airport Line.
So moved. Is there a seconder? Councillor McLeod Haggett, any further discussion? Call the question, all in favor? That carries with 6. Thank you. Next item, I'll read the recommendation. New business. Okay, so is there any new business to speak about this evening? Not seeing any. Mayor and councillor comments and announcements. Are there any comments or announcements at this time? Councillor Neep.
I just guess just more of a comment, and this has been something that I think's been on council's radar for at least the past 6 years, was the future reconstruction of the downtown. And I know we've been getting connecting link funding to in parts to work our way down Highway 4. One of the things that came up in discussions with businesses is some concern about parking when that occurs. And one of the ideas that was put forward to me was that we should be promoting or creating more municipal parking lots to be proactive when this does happen, when we do construction down the downtown. So I'm looking for council or to staff to see if are there any ways that we can be proactive with promoting parking or creating more parking spots in lieu of this construction, which I know could be 5 years out, could be 8 years out. It might not even occur. I think it just depends on connecting link funding and the capacity to pay for it.
Through the mayor, we have actually been connecting with the BIA, Exeter BIA, on this, on as far as wayfinding the existing parking that we have, William Street and behind the Parkette, how to showcase that so people are aware, because many people aren't aware if they're just driving downtown. We do not own necessarily a lot of the alleyways behind the actual buildings themselves, but we are looking at, for this year and next year, doing a better job of identifying what we do have.
Great. Thank you. Any other comments, Mr. Neep?
That's unrelated. So if you want to go to someone else, I can.
Does anyone have anything else at this time? Councillor Vaughn, go ahead, please.
Just to that point, would we consider the parking all around town hall to also be a municipal parking lot for the public?
That is correct. It is.
Okay, great.
Through the mayor, as well as at the rec center, the parking as well, right?
Okay, so we're looking at promotion for all of those different lots is what?
Yes, we are working with BIA to get a list of where we should be promoting. So yes.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thanks.
Great. And another comment, Mr. Neep?
Yeah, no, I had the opportunity to go up Victoria Street and see the reconstruction, and I just wanted to say to staff, I thought it looks wonderful. I've heard a lot of positive comments too about the park isn't quite there yet, but a lot of comments about the size of the park, and it's actually bigger than what it was before. So I just wanted to pass on thanks to staff for their work and figuring out a way to build that back better, because in a lot of ways there's a lot of safety kind of interwoven in with the construction. So thank you.
Great. Any other comments at all? Not seeing a deputy. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. The north of the rec center property, that construction going on there, and that fence, whose fence is that? Because I was by there today and it's starting to kind of lean bad. I'm just concerned that someone may lean up against it and be down in that big hole. I'm not sure whose it is or if we can maybe talk to the contractor. And one other thing is out front of it, right next to the building, the grass should be cut or something because it's about 4 feet high. So maybe staff or can look into that. Thank you.
Chief, you have a comment?
Yeah, through you, Mayor Finch, the fence, I believe, is on the subdivision property. But we will confirm that. It may have been put there by staff at one time. And the grass you're referring to is the west end of that development? Well, the clerk and I can talk about that tomorrow morning.
Great. Anything else? Councilor McLeod-Haggett, please.
Through you, Mayor Finch. Yes, some of us attended the AMO 2025 conference last week. I always find those conferences very educational and learning to how we can move things forward in our municipalities. The past one, there was over 2,500 municipal leaders and provincial representatives and policy experts from across Ontario that gathered to discuss critical issues such as affordable housing, infrastructure development, Indigenous reconciliation, AI and municipal services, homelessness, and tax reform. Premier Doug Ford did announce a $1.6 billion in new infrastructure funding alongside the launch of the AMO's Indigenous Relation Action Plan. The conference also called for a sustained $3.45 billion annual investment from federal and provincial governments to address housing and infrastructure needs. The municipalities also engaged in a record 800 plus delegations, meeting with provincial and ministries to advocate for their individual municipalities. South Huron, we had delegations for the Minister of Health and Minister of Transportation. So just to summarize for the ones watching, for the Minister of Health, we were focusing on the South Huron Hospital CT scanner approval, the family health team module expansion, trying to expand that and organize it, as well as funding for possible capital investments. Also discussing possible support for wage parity within the community health system, looking at the Grand Bend Community Health and looking, having other surrounding municipalities attend that delegation with us for support. With respect to the key transportation request for the Minister of Transportation, we were just looking for some consultation to possibly advance the process, speed it up. So there were some good conversations there. Overall, it was a great conference, learned a lot of great networking, and look forward to next year's.
Okay, thank you. Anything else from anyone else? Councilor Oak.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just echo Councillor McLeod-Haggett's comments. It was a couple well received and well done delegations to the ministers there, and a great networking opportunity as always to discuss what's going on in some of the other municipalities and pick their brains on what we might be able to do. But overall, it was a great couple days there.
Great. That's all from members of council. So yes, I'm going to talk about the AMO conference. The AMO conference went very well, and our two delegations were very well received. I want to thank our staff, Mr. Giberson, and our CEO, Ms. Masua Carlson, of course, for the presentation of the MTO. That was very well received, and it's clear that Mr. Giberson is very well respected in his field. I want to report back to the public on our Ministry of Health delegation as well. And first, I want to thank our four neighboring mayors, Kathy Burkhart-Jessen, Doug Cook from Lambton Shores, Brian Ropp from North Middlesex, and Paul Klopp from Blue Water, who joined us in supporting the South Huron Hospital and advocating for more advanced healthcare capital investment. The parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Health, Mr. Larardi, was quite clearly impressed that 5 municipalities are working as a team to advance the healthcare needs as a tri-county region. And one of the things I have been saying for over 5 years now is that we must always look at all of our projects under a regional lens. We accomplished that, as Mr. Lardy commented to me afterwards, that the presentation was very well done and very comprehensive. There's a lot of information that we'll be able to review, which is what I hoped for. And speaking with other mayors that were there that day, it is quite clear they are in support of what we are trying to achieve as a tri-county region, and would like to see this more formalized with all 5 mayors staying on the same page now that there's a positive momentum. I'll be working with those other mayors to formalize a tri-county mayors healthcare alliance at some point as they see the value in this formal structure. So that's all I have to report at this time. Anything else for anyone else? If not, we could move on to 14. If you want something pulled, please advise. Mr. McCallson.
14.1. 14.2.
Pull.
14.3. 14.4. 14.5. 14.6. 14.7. 14.8. 14.9. Okay. 14.10. 14.11. 14.12. 14.13. 14.14. 14.15. 14.16. 14.17. 14.18. 14.19. 14.20. 14.21.
14.2, Mr. Neeb.
Yep. Thank you, Mayor Finch. And incredibly great news that we've got some funding from the province to push this project forward. I just received some comments from the public asking about timelines as far as when we are hoping to move forward with this project. And I know it's early days, but just thought I'd ask.
Okay. Through the mayor, there is a report coming up, likely the next council meeting, which will outline the schedule and everything. Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. And 14.3, Deputy, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Sorry, just to be clear, the last name, we're not related. This, I'm sure that Councillor Vaughn has been in touch also through a phone call or email. Just wondering if something should be looked at here, because this green that they're talking about is very, very close to his house. And I'm sure I read in here where at 6:15 in the morning it was being cut. That's a little early, so I don't know, maybe staff can help me out a little bit here. Thank you.
Through the mayor, I can start it and the clerk can maybe finish it off. She has been in contact with both parties and is trying to come up with a solution that works for both. We're early stages yet, but that is how we're initially starting to move forward. I don't know, Alex, do you have anything more to add?
Through the chair, so yes, it is early stages of being in discussions with both parties to come up with some sort of compromise that may be agreeable to them without having to go through any changes to the bylaw. Any sort of enforcement action or things like that would be proceeding through our bylaw enforcement framework, should we proceed that route. But I will be in discussions with both parties on this matter.
Councillor Vaughn, you have something?
I just wanted to add to Mayor or Deputy Mayor Dietrich's comments. Yes, I have been in touch with both Dwayne Dietrich and also the gentleman who actually cuts the greens. And so I've also spoken with Rebecca, and I think that my sense is that all parties are looking to, is there a way that we can come up with a compromise look? So looking forward to that continuing.
Very
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Any other comments on that? Not seeing any. Okay, we'll go to 14.4, and I know I asked for it pulled, but I think Councillor Neve, you were gonna have it pulled also. Okay, yeah, and thanks to Caroline for bringing that forward to us. Thank you very much. We did bring this up at the AMO conference. I'm more of a sidebar also. I had a good conversation with them, one of the ministry delegate or delegate representatives there. And yeah, they were willing to work with us. And Mr. Giverson, of course, was very active in the conversation as to what we can do. Ms. Masuda-Colson, you have any comments too?
And through the mayor, I can add that we have been in contact with them about this request as well as the crossover since AMO. Okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't in the connecting link, it'd be a lot simpler, but that connecting link does create some challenges. So we're working through with it as best we can. And of course, Mr. Giverson is very well engaged and he's he's promoting as best he can. So hopefully get back to you more so later in the future. Okay, next item. 14.5, Councillor McLeod-Haggett, please.
Yeah, I just asked for this to be pulled just to make more people aware of it, as Tanis is doing a great job with the different activities that she's doing with the Exeter Library. So if people can just see it, share it, and make more aware of what is going on at the library, that would be fantastic.
Councillor Oak.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And just wondering what we need to do as far as maybe supporting the temporary closure of the parking lot for this event or next steps.
Through the mayor, I believe that there is a draft resolution available.
That South Huron Council authorized the closure of the town hall parking lot on September 17th, 2025 from 4 to 7:30. And that's in regards to the map that was attached to the request.
Okay, so moved by Councillor Oak. Councillor McLeod-Haggett seconds. Any discussion? Councillor Vaughn, go ahead, please.
Just a question for clarity. I know that in the section on the map that they're talking about wanting to be closed, we have 3 handicap parking spots. So have we got handicap parking spots elsewhere in that parking lot?
Through the mayor, there are the 2 right up here close to this door, but then there are the 2 that are in that open section that they're able to still have 2 accessible parking spots there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a mover and a seconder. If there's no further discussion, I call the question. All in favor? And that carries with 6. Thank you very much. It's 14.6, Councillor McLeod-Haggett, please.
Thank you, through Mayor Finch. So 14.6 and 14.7 kind of go hand in hand with the before and after school programming. I know there's a lot of distressed parents right now trying to figure out childcare for before and after. Just wondering if there's any update that you might have in relation to this, Rebecca.
Through the mayor, the county has been in contact. We've been in contact with them. We've also been in contact with both boards. Had a good conversation with Avon Maitland. Right now they have an RFP out looking for a contractor and they are hoping to have something set up for October. But we are still in discussions on what will happen if that doesn't happen. So no assurances, but they're on this and they are looking.
And I'll be bringing it forward to the county council tomorrow, and I've had dialogue with different members of the public and staff at the county level. So at the end of the day, I kind of believe that this should become a core service rather than just how they've got it worded here, sufficient demand or viability. So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to the conversation. 14.7, go ahead, Councillor McLeod-Haggett.
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor. Just looking to help the Baseball League extend the time they need for the noise bylaw to 1 a.m.
So that's 14.8, but
sorry.
we can go ahead with that though.
Oh, sorry, 14.6 and 14.7 were both together.
Okay, that's fine. So you're happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 14.8. Okay, we need a recommendation then, Madam Clerk.
That South Huron Council grant an exception to the noise bylaw for South Huron Ladies Slow Pitch Wrap-Up Tournament on Friday, September 5th, 2025 to 1 a.m. and Saturday, September 6th, 2025 to 1 a.m.
So moved. Counselor McLeod moves, second by Counselor Neeb. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Carries with 7. Thank you. 14.9. Go ahead, Counselor McLeod Haggett.
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor. So I would just like to acknowledge the great things that West Coast Active Living are doing within our community. They did come to council previous looking for support, a letter of support. So I would really like to be able to give them a letter of support in what they're asking for now to help them move forward financially, given they're not only helping the seniors, but they're actually helping other age demographic areas within our community, doing a lot of great programming to advance a lot of different aspects within our municipality.
Okay, thank you. Do you have a recommendation prepared?
That South Huron Council provide a letter of support for West Coast Active Living's application to the New Horizons for Seniors program.
So moved by Counselor McLeod Haggett, second by Counselor Oak. Any discussion? Counselor Neeb, go ahead, please.
Just more of a comment. I think it's great. We've got an organization that's willing to put together programming in Dashwood, Credits, Kirkton, and Exeter. I think that's wonderful. In the letter, it talks about application for capital equipment. And I guess the one question I have is, if we're providing this letter of support, what else would go along with it other than providing the letter of support? And because if they're applying for capital funding, I'm assuming they're going to want to store that somewhere. And I'm just wondering if, I don't want to make any assumptions that we're not going to be storing their equipment or not. So I'm just wondering if maybe staff can find out whether whether capital equipment needs to be stored, or they're looking for that, because that's a little bit different. And in a lot of these spaces, we might not have space for capital equipment.
Through the mayor, like this request is for just the letter of support for the grant application. If there was anything as far as storage, that would have to work with the community services staff directly on a case-by-case basis. We are looking at, we do have a lot of different organizations that want to have storage at our facilities, but it is something that is a organizational, something that the community services staff can work with one of the organizations on. Okay, but for this, just for clarity, this is just for the application.
Good. So we have a mover and a seconder. If there's no further discussion, we'll call the question. All in favor? And that carries with 7. Thank you. And recommendation, please.
That South Huron Council received communication items not otherwise dealt with.
And the mover, please. Moved by Counselor Neeb, seconded by Deputy Mayor. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Carries with 7. And we move 17.1.2 and 0.3 to this location now. 17.1.
That South Huron Council gives first, second, third, and final reading to bylaw 50, 2025, being a bylaw to appoint members to the various boards, committees, and authorities in the municipality of South Huron.
And the mover, please. Counselor Neeb moves, seconded by Counselor McLeod Haggett. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. 17.2.
That South Huron Council gives first, second, third, and final reading to bylaw 51, 2025, being a bylaw to designate reduced load periods.
Mover, please. Counselor Neeb moves, seconded by Counselor Dietrich. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? That carries with 7. Thank you. And then 17.3.
That South Huron Council gives first, second, third, and final reading to bylaw 52, 2025, being a bylaw to prescribe a rate of speed for motor vehicles driven within all settlement areas in the municipality of South Huron.
And the mover, please. Counselor Neeb moves, seconded by Counselor McLeod Haggett. Discussion. Counselor McLeod Haggett, go ahead.
Yes, through you, Mr. Just wondering the time frame for these new signs to be
Still there? Yep, there he is. Go ahead, Mr. Timmermans.
Through the mayor. Probably within 4 weeks, we should be able to have all the signs up.
And thank you very much. And a question too. I know we just discussed about the 60 zone there on Airport Line and reducing the speeds. We do have a 20 in front of the hospital, and that's not mentioned in the actual report. So I'm wondering, does anyone wish to keep the 20 in front of that hospital? That's a 100-meter space. Is there any interest in amending the bylaw to reflect that? Counselor Neeb, go ahead. You amend that? Okay. Is there a seconder? Counselor McLeod Haggett. Is there any discussion on that? And I'll turn to Madam Clerk just to make sure that's properly read into the record. And a good job on the report, Mr. Timmermans. I wish I caught that earlier, but thank you very much for the report.
That South Huron Council gives first, second, third, and final reading to bylaw 52, 2025, being a bylaw to prescribe a rate of speed for motor vehicles driven within all settlement areas in the municipality of South Huron as amended, and that would be to include that 20 kilometers per hour would remain on the stretch between Sanders Street and William Street.
Main Street and William Street on Huron Street.
Yes, sorry.
No problem. So in front of the hospital. Very good. So it's moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Call the question, all in favor? And that carries with 7. Thank you. Very well. And then we go back to 15, closed session.
That South Huron Council proceeds in closed session at 6:47 PM for the purpose of addressing the following in accordance with subsection 239(2)(d) and F of the Municipal Act, labor relations or employee negotiations and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and that the following people remain in attendance: the CAO, clerk, general manager of community and emergency services, fire chief, acting director of financial services, treasurer, and talent and workforce manager.
A mover, please. Counselor Neeb moves, seconded by Counselor Oak. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? And that carries with 7. Thank you. We'll let staff get things ready. And if you want to take a quick 2-minute break, please feel free to do so while they set the room up for that. Okay, item number 16, reporting from closed session. Council met in closed session to consider matters. It is permitted to do so under the Municipal Act and is listed on today's council. The following items were considered during the closed session. Number one, labor relations or employee negotiations and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. As a result of our closed session today, the closed meeting minutes of August 11th, 2025 were approved, and the following resolution will be considered by council in open session. The South Huron Council received staff report HR 05-2025, and that South Huron Council proceed with staff recommendations outlined in the report. Do I have a mover for this, please? Moved by Councillor Neves, seconded by Councillor Vaughn. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? Carries with 7. Thank you. Item number 16 is complete. We skip 17 and go to number 18, please.
That South Huron Council gives first, second, third, and final reading to bylaw 53-2025, being a bylaw to confirm matters addressed at the September 2nd, 2025 council meeting.
And a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Neves and Councillor Oak. Any discussion? Call the question, all in favor? Carries with 7. Thank you. And 19.
That South Huron Council hereby adjourn at 7:03 p.m. to meet again on September 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. or at the call of the chair.